Hey, welcome everybody. It's a 9 o'clock stream. I will stay on. If nobody comes on, I will end the stream. Let me turn off this banner here. And we'll close out the toolbox. I need to invite some people. So we got, we go here, stream now. New topic. Oh man, personal messages. I wish they'd stop that. Okay, Halloween streaming now. STRE now. And Control V. There we go. You're fine. Yeah. Okay, going on now. Oh God, it did not take too long. Send a message. There we go. Okay. Aggravated. We got 2 viewers. So anyway, I finally got that straightened out. Tonight what I'm doing, aside from hanging out here, is hollowing blocks. This is an airplane I'm building for a gentleman that I've owed for a while, and I'm going to try to deliver it this month, so we got to get busy on it if I'm going to. We're about halfway into the month, or a third of the way into the month now. So I will stay on here until 9:30. If nobody comes on, I'm going to turn it off. Hang out there every night at 9 o'clock. I'll run them until 11 unless nobody comes on. These are, there we go, somebody come on.
How's it going, Sparky?
Who we got there?
Mike.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, I do these things at 9 o'clock, and if nobody comes on, I'm not going to keep running them.
Yeah.
So, hopefully somebody else will come on.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I'm just hollowing blocks tonight, making a big mess.
Those for the Continental?
Yeah.
That's a long block.
Oh, yeah. Gotta get this down to under an ounce. So what are you building? You doing anything?
Nothing right off the bat. I'm getting ready to when I've got a little more spare money to get some wood. Actually, I could probably finish up that Excalibur, and I'm thinking about doing that. And I've got an LA 40 that I need to get the spray bar for, but it has the Venturi already.
You know how fast things will get done thinking about it?
Not very.
Yeah, you got to get after it.
Yeah, I know. I also picked up a, hopefully not a boondoggle, off of eBay last night. I've got a 46 FX coming, which looks like it should take the Venturi for the LA.
How much did you pay for that?
$30 and $20 shipping. It's coming from Israel. A little bit on the forum, or on the stunt hanger I was looking at. They're actually a pretty powerful engine.
You see the pictures?
Too overly powerful.
You see the pictures I posted?
Yeah, I liked them. It came out nice. So hopefully you're going to get to fly tomorrow. Hope.
I don't know. It's raining right now. We'll see.
Oh, gee.
It's supposed to be nice as Sunday anyway.
Yeah.
I'd like to get that airplane trimmed out because the contest is the next weekend after this.
Oh, man. You have a lot of flying to do.
Yeah, considering I haven't flown any patterns this year.
Yeah. Hopefully that works out for you.
It worked out in scale, but that's a whole lot different.
Yeah.
I've flown about, let's see, I flew 4, 8. I've flown 10 scale flights this year. That's it.
Yeah, I think the flying part on that sounds a whole bunch easier. Anyway.
Not really. I mean, it's not as hard as Stunt, but you better know how to fly.
Yeah.
Oh, what a mess. I just got the shirts. I got my shirts washed, my hat washed, and everything, and now it's all full of dust. Oh, we got a long ways to go.
That's the way it works. That's how it works for me. Except I keep I get streaks on my shirts about where you do. Except or other places. I was doing some painting at my church this week, and of course, had to get paint on my shirt. Hopefully, I can get it out. I hit it real quick with some cool, damp water to try to get it out.
Well, I don't have to do any rubbing. It's all rubbed out now for the next month. In a month, at the end of the month, I'll sand it out again.
Yeah. So it takes about a month for dope to get hard enough to completely rub out.
You can do it in a week, but the longer it sits, the better it shines.
Yeah.
Easier it is to sand. When I talk about shine on an airplane, you know, people think it's buffing. It's sanding.
Yeah.
The sanding is what makes it shine, not the buffing.
Yeah.
You're trying to make the light reflect, and you got to have
Get perfectly flat or perfectly smooth.
When I do these skins, if you look here, I try to make them as nice inside as they are outside.
Yeah.
Some people say I've got a, Tom Moore said I must have a sickness, but I used to say that about my one friend, but he's 100% right. Got to be nice inside.
Yeah. It hopefully makes it lighter that way too.
Definitely makes it lighter. Let's see here. I need a piece of sandpaper. Well, been running about 20 minutes now. I get a lot of people telling me they like these things, but they don't participate.
Be nice if we could get somebody to participate once in a while. I know it's got to get really boring for you if nobody's talking to you.
But I think the problem is the guys are old and they don't, like the one guy, he, don't want to join Hangouts. He doesn't want to go over here and look at you. Well, don't do it then.
Yeah.
What we got here? Chris? Oh, Daryl.
Actually, I think it's Dennis.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Hang on. I got a noisy fan back here. Hang on a second.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, this is the Dennis I talked to when we misconnected with you somehow. Get a chance to fly yet, Dennis?
Hopefully, wow.
Got a stiletto.
I'm going to turn the sound off for a second. I got to let a little dog out and get me a cup of coffee.
Okay. Dennis, you still there?
Yes, I am.
Good. Are you the one who sent me an email tonight or a private message?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Yeah, I do these every 9 o'clock, and if nobody comes on by 9:30, I'm going to start shutting them off because it's just too hard to sit and talk by myself for an hour.
How do I know when you're or get connected when you're online?
I go on Stunt Hanger and I announce it every time I do it.
Okay, because I was looking for the announcement tonight and I didn't see it. Where do you announce it at on Stunt Hanger?
Open forum. I think I'll start doing them at the bench. Have I met you before?
What's that?
Have I met you before?
No.
Where do you live?
I live in California, in Stockton.
Brett Buck area.
Yeah, he's in the Bay Area. I'm in the Valley.
Yeah. I'm originally from California.
An intermediate class that I got back into the sport about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
This plane, which has a Super Tiger 60 in it.
Yeah, stiletto. Where'd you go? Is that a stiletto?
No, it's my own design. I don't know if I can get it in the camera there.
Yeah.
But it's basically, I built it off of videos that Wendy had on YouTube. And then just came up with my own measurements and so forth.
Right. How much does it weigh?
It's too much. It's 70 ounces.
Yeah, that's the most important part. How much does it weigh?
70 ounces.
Right. What kind of propellers you running on it?
Well, that's what I want to talk to you about, because I was running a 3-blade, a master air screw 3-blade 12-6, and when I went to the contest, the guys were saying, no, you probably need to run a 2-blade 13-6.
13.6 rev up.
Okay. Seeing how you can't get those anymore, what other options are there?
13.6 rev up. I have 4 here and 2 on my airplanes, so I got 6. I gave 2 away. I'm always looking for them. Just keep your eye on eBay and look for them.
Okay, so right now I have a, what is it, a Zor XOAR?
Yeah, how's it work?
I don't know. I'm going to try it out Monday.
Yeah, I was looking at those the other day. They're only $7. I was thinking about getting one.
But I also have an ACC, the 13.6 nylon.
That won't work.
That won't work?
No,
Okay.
I've tried those before.
And what
The
about
only-
master air screw 13.6?
I doubt that would work either. You could try it. The only prop that I found that works is a rev up. Of course, Bali had a propeller, carbon fiber that worked fairly well, but I still think the rev up worked better. But some guys like the Bali, but you can't get a Bali anymore.
And I can't afford a Bali either.
Yeah, they're $50.
Yeah. I also have a master air screw 13.6 wood prop. Have you ever tried those?
No, hold it up to the camera. Let me look at it here.
Oh, you're breaking up.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything. That looks like it might work.
Okay. So I got a couple I can try then.
Is it?
About what launch RPM would you use?
I figure around 8,500. You get that?
No.
Let me see here. I'm gonna mute. Okay, about 8,500. Did you get that?
Yeah, got that.
Yeah. Just screw the needle in until you hear it just starting to break on the ground. You know, it's four cycling,
Yeah.
and then it'll just start to break into a 2-stroke, and that's where you let it go at. I got
Their solution was beautiful and brutal simplicity.
I don't know, I hear Tom Tracy, but Tom, you're not coming through, you're all garbled up. I think his connection's bad. He's been trying now for a month to get in and can't never hear him.
I'm surprised I get in as well as I do. I've got, I live up in a mountain valley, but the CCOM we got works reasonably decent.
I mean, I'm sure he can probably hear and see us, but
We can't hear him.
we can't hear him. So, I can't remember, was it Daryl? No.
No.
What was the guy's
Dennis.
name?
Dennis?
Yeah. Are you, how long you been, you're a member of Sunhanger, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And I guess you're watching my videos because you're here. Are they helping you?
Yeah, they are. They are. Especially that last one you had with the urethane and doing the nose and the top and blending that in with the dope. I was kind of curious to see how that was going to work out.
Well, you can't tell the difference where the urethane stops and the dope starts.
I tried the urethane. I tried. There was was it Eastwood? They made a urethane, a 2-part urethane. It came in a spray can. That worked out pretty good, but it wasn't enough. And I'm tempted to go out and get a quart of it to try it. I really like the way it sprayed and the way it laid out. But I've never sprayed it in my spray equipment. And I saw how you got to be pretty clean with that stuff when you get done. Otherwise, you can ruin your gun or your airbrush or whatever you're using.
Well, you got to clean it up. That's for sure.
Now, were you just using lacquer thinner to clean it?
Yep. Cheap old crappy lacquer thinner.
Okay.
Cleaning the gun is pretty important. Who we got here in the red shirt?
Robert Wiley. I was the one on the forums that commented to you a couple times.
All right, great. I don't know who's who. I hope you're enjoying the live shows, and we're going to do this every night at 9 o'clock if I can get participation.
I enjoy them.
I guess the videos are helping everybody.
Yep.
Let me see what I got here. Let me see what you're in your bedroom. You got a P-51 hanging on the wall there.
Yep, got an A-10 right beside it. SR-71 beside that.
Yeah. Where do you live?
I live 6 hours from you in Moline, Illinois.
Uh-huh. So you're up by Tom Creasy.
Yeah, and about 3 hours from Chris in Aurora.
No, Chris who?
Chris Rudd. Ain't he from Aurora?
Yeah, he's close there, Aurora. No,
Yeah.
Tom Creasy's up that way. He's been trying to get in here and he can't figure it out. You coming down for the contest next week?
No, I'm not. Actually, next weekend I'll be in Springfield, Missouri.
What are you doing there?
The sister's got a birthday, so they're gonna have a birthday party for her.
That's no fun.
You gotta keep the ladies happy, though.
Yeah. What do you think of my last project?
I absolutely love it. I just wish I had more room to build something bigger.
Well, when the roof leaked here, I kind of lucked out. My lady said, "I don't want to stay in this room anymore." I said, "Great."
So that's how your bedroom became your shop.
Well, the shop was over there, to my right here. And this was the bedroom. I said, "Okay, great, no problem." Open it up. Tonight I was just hollowing blocks, and I think I'm going to take a break from hollowing blocks. I'm just sanding it out.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I've made a huge mess. I'll clean this up.
I'm going to put this on mute and go get something to semi-show you anyway. I've got the beginnings of that Excalibur.
All right.
I'll be back in.
So Robert,
Yeah.
what do you fly?
Well, mainly RC, but I'm building a half A U control right now. Oh,
Those are kind of fun to play with, I guess.
yeah, it's a little sweet pea.
Are you the one who told me that the RC guys are starting to watch me? No.
I'm normally pretty hang out by myself, solo, and don't do much with anybody. This is most I've associated with anybody else. I've been hearing your plea to participate.
Yeah, I appreciate it because these other guys can't figure it out, I guess.
Well, it took me a while to figure it out, but then I just followed your link.
Yeah, I mean, click on the damn thing, open it up, and let it rip. You gotta just accept, let it take over your camera or whatever. How it works.
Well, how I went about it is trying to set up the call where you that you, like I initiate it. And that taught me how to make sure the camera's on and whatnot. And then when you come up with the link, I just clicked the link and it went right into it.
Right. Well, I try to make it, I'm only mid-60s, and I've been doing computers now for 25 years. So I didn't grow up with computers like the kids.
Right.
But I got a pretty good grip on how computers work. I mean, most of my guys on Stunt Hanger are between 65 and 80. And
Right.
80-year-old guys don't have a grip on all the technical shit, so I try to make it as easy as possible.
Yeah. Well, I'm 54, so I'm a few years behind you.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
But I was wanting to know how the heck you scale down something like the Junar to half A.
How would you scale it down to?
To half A size.
I think there is a. If you go to Outer Zone, I think you can get a PDF plan for the Junar.
Okay.
And when you take it out of there, take the PDF, put it on a hard drive or whatever. Take it to the printer and say, I want the wingspan to be 28 inches or whatever you want the wingspan to be.
Okay.
And the plans will scale automatically and build it from the plans. Except, I don't think I'd go, I mean, that's a pretty complicated build for a half A. I think I would just, make a profile and.
Yeah, a profile version. I can do it if I had the, the plans and just a built-up wing.
Right. If you know the numbers, you don't even need a set of plans. I don't work from plans.
Right. I've seen you operate. I've seen you start one of your builds. I guess it was the Excalibur that you got put up above you there.
That's the Continental up there.
Or one of them you were doing it, you just took the measurements and done. It might have been the Continental. And you were
Go ahead.
You were doing it, by just measurement.
Yeah, I do them all by measurement. So if you want to build a half A, and the wingspan has to be 28 inches. You just say, well, what looks at, I work on the TLAR method. That looks about right.
Right.
So you take the side view of any airplane you want to build, take it right off the internet, and draw it on a piece of paper. I don't need to draw it, but you say, well, it has to be that long, and the wingspan has to be like that, and the tail has to be half the wingspan, and it's not that complicated. It's only 4 parts.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying anything, but the guys on the forum, they say, well, what, you got plans for that? No, I don't have plans. Just make it. when I built all those Thunderbolts, were you around when I did the P-47s?
I caught the last your very last one. I wasn't around that for anything prior to that.
2004, I went to the Worlds where Billy was flying his Thunderbolt, and I looked at this airplane and I go, man, I gotta have one. I said, do you mind if I take some pictures? I took about 200 or 300 pictures because I had digital camera.
Right.
And I got out my dressmaker's tape and I said, do you mind if I take measurements? And I started measuring. And he said, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to build some of these. And Hunt said, yeah, right. And within about 3 months, I had 2 of them. And another month went by, I had a third one. So ain't nothing hard to make in Stunt. If you we're here to see this airplane, we've been talking about rubbing things out. You would see what I mean by I have to wait for a couple of weeks because it ain't quite dry enough to sand. It's got some peel right here, but the camera doesn't really show it up very good. And that'll go away after I sand it.
What peel? Was it the urethane or was it the dope?
Dope. And it's not peeled, it's just I spray it on lightly,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of paint on this airplane.
How do you, I guess, how do you prevent going with the dope when you start rubbing it out, going through the clear and getting into the color?
Well, it's got four coats of dope with retarder in it. That makes it tough because it's slow drying. And I'm using 1500, and you just go real slow and easy. And you know that you can't sand on it for a month. Just get it flattened out and buff it away. It's easier to go through urethane than dope. I think. You in your garage there?
Yeah, this is my garage, my workshop, and I still have to park 2 cars in here.
Oh no, can't have.
So my business is portable.
Can't have cars in the workshop. I'm a Harley mechanic, and in the garage I got tools, and I just sold my lift and everything, and I put drywall up and got the air conditioner and the heater and all that shit. And they said, "Well, park your car." I ain't parking the car in the garage. That's motorcycles only. Well, now I'm done with motorcycles, so I might start parking my car in there. Anyway, I'm glad we got a decent show tonight. We got a few new people in. Is there anything you guys want to know while I'm here?
Yeah, I have something. I'm getting ready to build a 46 size profile. And I'm making this aluminum landing gear. I've made it out of 16th inch aluminum, with the 2024 T3 aluminum.
Right.
And I have, the span between the wheels is about 15 inches.
Pretty wide.
That's what I was worried about. And I just wonder how wide. It doesn't seem too springy, but because that aluminum is pretty stiff stuff. And I just wonder what might be a more realistic span on the wheels.
Well,
the wingspan is about 54 inches.
Hang on. This is a mold that I use for carbon fiber gear for profile. And 11.5. 12 inches probably.
12 inches?
And let me check the other mold. Yeah, they're the same. I would say no more than 12 inches. 15 is pretty wide.
Okay.
These will all work, but
Now, normally I fly off a lot of grass. That's all I have out in this area. Is 12 inches, does that become too rocky, as it were, for the plane to start on takeoff and landing where it starts wobbling? Or does that still be pretty good on grass?
I mean, that's what the normal carbon fiber gear are. It's the same as what I got there. My wing gear here, these are pretty wide. Let's see what these are. 16, so I mean you'll get away with it. It'll all work, but just one thing that Ron O'Toole told me, he said, you don't want to span things out away from the center of gravity. You want to keep them in tight. This one here, I didn't even think about how wide they were. I just built it where where Billy had them. So I figure he knows what he's doing.
And how wide is it on that plane there?
16.
16?
Yeah.
I'm 15 on this plane here, but again, it's in the wing.
Right, same here. Wing mounted gear. Fuselage gear is usually around 12.
Well, okay. Because I can make up another one and shorten them up. That's not a problem.
Okay, put them on, try it out.
Yeah, I can do that too. So
You figure though, you take off 2 inches, you're taking off 20% of the weight. That helps.
Yeah. Well, look at this.
You know, my big thing on everything is weight. You know, how much does it weigh?
well, I'm starting to learn that now.
How much does it weigh? That's very important to me.
But where do you get all your wood from? You get from
Stunt Hanger Hobby.
okay.
Go to Stunt Hanger /hobby. We'll send you 4 to 6 pound wood.
And the quality's pretty good?
The quality will be the best you've ever got ever.
Okay.
We don't have crap wood. You ask for 4 to 6 pound, that's what you get. You ask for 10 pound, that's what you get.
It's certainly sad because when I was a kid, of course, hobby shops, we had 3 hobby shops in town and had, each of them had good quality wood selection that you could go out and get wood. Now there's we have a Hobby Lobby and their wood is terrible. I can run up to Sacramento, they have a small selection of wood, but ordering online, I just didn't know if there was any decent place where I could get some light wood.
Well, all you got to do is ask somebody on Stunt Hanger, write a post. What do you think about Stunt Hanger wood? See what they say.
Okay.
We haven't had any complaints yet, so.
Who do you use? Do you do any laser cutting?
No, Eric Rule does that.
Have laser cutting?
I don't have a machine to do that. Eric Rule.
Does he need a PDF file or does he need an AutoCAD file or?
He needs a vector file. It's an SVG. Yeah. It's a CAD program.
Yeah, I'm retired now, but I was a CAD manager for 22 years. And I'm very proficient with AutoCAD.
And when I have basic skills. I took art in school, in college. So I have the eye for it, but they didn't have computers back then. We were doing ink and vellum.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I know, quite a bit about computers, I know what I'm supposed to be doing, and I can change the file from a PDF to a vector file and all that. And I could muddle my way through it. I've taught myself how to code in the last 25 years, C++, PHP, and HTML. But I'm no professional at it. I'm just kind of guessing what I'm doing.
I'm kind of re-looking at this. I did not have half-inch wood for that fuselage. So this is 3/8 and it keeps breaking on me. And I'm trying to do that Excalibur the way with the semi-profile. But this thing,
two pieces of quarter together.
Yeah.
And if you have carbon, put carbon fiber between it.
Yeah, I'm re-looking at this. I've had it break a couple, 3 times down there, so I don't think I want to trust it.
Throw it away.
Yeah, I do a lot of that lately. 4 wings for that Spitfire, or 3. Hopefully 4th time's a charm.
I started cutting the other pieces for the sister to this airplane tonight. So I now have a rudder, a bottom skin, a top skin.
Oh wow!
Right and left stringers, and 2 fuselage sides. So
wow.
So once I get this other stuff, I'll slam this together like it's nothing. In a couple of weeks, I'll have it together.
The wing for the Junar, was that done through the Lost Foam construction?
Oh yeah. You never done that?
No, I've never done that. I'm new back to the hobby. I'm still used to using jig tubes.
I got them, but Lost Foam is so much easier and it's so much more accurate. Not any lighter. I also have another jig in my car, the Tom Morris Lincoln Log jig. I still haven't got. I have to bring it up out of the car, but that builds one of them other wings that I demonstrated. Only I got the jig now.
So you've got the actual Lincoln Log jig, the whole thing now.
Right, Gary gave it to me. I just got to go over there and dig it out. It's heavy. Carry it up. So
did you get the Lost Foam through Bob Hunt?
Pardon me?
Did you get the Lost Foam wing through Bob Hunt?
Yes. Yeah, just call him up, tell him what you want, and he'll cut you up a wing. It's pretty reasonable, I think, and ship it to you, and you put that together. It takes, I could build a wing in 2 days, one night cutting parts, the next night putting it together.
Now, the ribs in the Junar, were those like 16th inch balsa that were used for that, or was that 3/32?
This whole wing is built out of 332nd. I had some 4-pound 332nd. So the whole wing is 332.
Including the sheeting,
Everything.
everything?
Heating, ribs, cap strips, everything. 332nd.
And what was the weight of the wing after construction?
Pardon me?
What was the weight of your wing after construction?
I think including the flaps and the bell crank and push rod lead outs, tip weight, tips, and the weight box, it was 10 ounces.
Wow.
I think when I got it covered, it was I think it was 11 and a half.
Now, did you use polyspan or silk span?
This is double-aught silk span on this one. Next one will have polyspan on it.
Okay. Because I've had trouble with polyspan getting that thing to fill. It takes quite a bit of dope to fill, and the weight starts adding up.
Nope, you're doing something wrong. Same amount of dope for silk span as it is polyspan, but the polyspan is heavier. Maybe a coat or two more on the polyspan, but I don't have any problem filling it.
Well, where do you get your silk span at? Is that through SIG?
That's a secret. No, nobody's got silk span.
Yeah,
That's the problem. It's unobtainable. Obtaining.
Yeah, you can get some through Brodak.
because from my past, you know, again, I'm going back 40 years ago. The silk span that we used back then seemed to be different than what Brodak has. And it's just not quite the same.
Yeah, you can get. I have a couple of packages of Brodak span hanging on the wall here, but I have about 50 sheets of K&S, which is shit that's about 35 years old.
Yeah, that's.
And harder
When I heard
not to find.
when I heard silk span was going out of business, I immediately went online and bought, 100 sheets or whatever. And I don't understand why they quit making it.
Well, from what I heard was that it contains a carcinogen.
Oh, nonsense.
And they were using it on tea bags.
Nonsense. We're not eating it, When we grew up, I don't know how old are you?
I'm 63.
Okay, we're pretty close to the same age. I'm a little older. But if you remember when we were kids, you could ride your bicycle without a helmet. You could ride in the back of the pickup truck. They didn't have seat belts. No car had seat belts in 63, 64. Child endangerment laws were non-existent. Jump off your bike. You didn't eat. They had lead in paint. You didn't eat paint. They had chlorine dust, carbon tetrachloride. They had all the shit that worked. Now they got nothing that works. But you got to have common sense. You don't stick your finger in a light socket. You don't eat paint.
Yeah, where did all the common sense go?
That's the problem. Chlorine dust is great stuff. It will kill rats.
I used to have a sign at work. I worked with engineers, mechanical engineers, and one engineer had a sign that said, "Common sense is a gift from God. Engineers don't have it."
Well, I don't know, but you get my drift. Everything today is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, I was out. We have a Napa auto parts store that has, for automobile paint, and I was having some problem with some dope, and I was getting some of the blushing like you did when you were finishing up the Juner.
Right.
I was asking if they had any retarder, for butyrate dope, and he was telling me that they can't sell it in California now.
Bullshit.
And,
Aircraft.
that out of, at least in the county that I was in, I'm in San Joaquin County, that they couldn't sell it in San Joaquin County, but if I went up to the hills and somebody up there had it, I could buy it through there. So there's regulations, I guess, on some of this stuff that, you know, you just can't, if you can find it, great. If you can buy it, that's another thing.
Oh, I forgot you live in California. I used to live there, Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's funny. I'm an ex-California boy too. Used to live in Ontario.
I was born in Pasadena, raised in West Covina. After Vietnam, moved to the Salton Sea, which is the low desert, 210 foot below sea level, and had to get the hell out of there. It was something else. Yeah, I got this is Brodak retarder, but you can get it from Wix Aircraft. You can get this retarder from Aircraft Spruce. I don't know what's in it. It doesn't say.
Is the dope from Spruce the same as what you get from Brodak?
It's all the same.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it says contains chloacetone, diactone alcohol, methyl ketone, and if swallowed, do not induce vomiting. If swallowed, shoot yourself because you're an idiot.
I tend to agree. But then again, like I was telling you a few weeks ago with you shooting last week with the urethane, I was dumb enough to be shooting a motorcycle with a friend, shooting Imran with no respirator.
Well, that stuff I put on the nose there is just as bad as Imran. You know, you're not supposed to spray it without a respirator. But here again, I'm using an airbrush. I got very little overspray, so basically what I got is just the smell. I'm not inhaling. I'm not making a big fog out of it, and I did put the respirator on.
Yep. Yeah, neither of the two of us were smart enough, and the whole plastic contrived paint booth was full of fumes. So I found out about a headache for a week and a half from it. Anyway.
I was an aviation instruction mechanic in the Navy, and I ran the corrosion control crew for F-14s. Did all the painting on those, and we used a lot of MEK, a lot of MIK, a lot of, ketones and just different chemicals. But here it says reports have been associated with repeat and prolonged occupational overexposure to solvents will result in permanent brain damage. Maybe that's what's wrong with me.
You and me both. That's why I love the smell of dope. I don't know.
Oh well. Yeah, in the Navy we didn't drink the paint.
Well, when I used that spray can of the urethane, the 2-part spray can, I had a respirator on when I used it because the guy told me, yeah, you really need to use a respirator in spraying this. What he didn't tell me though was how far the overspray traveled, and that stuff went everywhere. And I had a light mist on my tables and everything after spraying that, and I didn't realize that. In fact, I had taken off my glasses and laid them down, and there was overspray on my glasses when I was done.
Well, when I painted this orange up here, and you notice I was using an HVLP gun, 15 pounds pressure. I painted this orange, and pretty soon I go, hey, there's no air coming out of the air conditioner. I had just put in a new filter. I said, hey, there's no air coming out of the air conditioner. Went downstairs, pulled the filter out. It's completely clogged with orange dough.
So even HVLP guns have quite a little overspray.
Well, the air conditioner was running. It's got a down grip, and it's sucking all that shit right through it.
Yeah.
Was that the detail gun you were using from Harbor Freight?
Yep, and that was the best deal I've ever got.
Yeah, because I picked one up for, I think it was $9.95. Comes with the regulator and everything?
The gun I got was supposed to be $34.95. I think the gal didn't know what she was doing. She gave it to me for $9.95.
Yeah, well, that's what I got mine for.
Let's see. Let me look at it. Let's see here. Yeah, that's the same gun, it looks like. They work good.
Yeah. I just wish the cup was a little bit bigger. Yeah. But
One complaint I got on that gun is that the cup, if you leave thinner in it, the cup will swell and the top becomes hard to get on and off.
nah.
What does yours say on the handle?
Let's see here. HVPL.
HVLP.
Yeah, just HVLP is all it's stamped on the side up here. Nothing else though. Oh, wait a minute. There's a maximum inlet pressure, 45 psi.
That's the same gun.
Yeah, that's it.
How does Harbor Freight get by selling it that cheap?
I don't know, but that's a good gun. It's a real good gun.
All I've got for painting is I bought a Chinese package of a double action airbrush with a little tiny compressor, but that compressor won't even handle an HVLP, I'm sure.
My airbrush is an Iwata. That's the best airbrush I've ever used. That's why it was so important for me to clean it up.
Yep, you didn't want to have to replace an Iwata.
No. I'll run down this way. There we go. Now, I can see you guys and you can see me. I don't have to look two different directions.
I must not have used enough epoxy. I kept my cheek towels, or my sides anyway.
Yeah, make sure you don't make all that epoxy, weight it down and get it flat. It'll be fine.
Yep.
In
Yep.
the one episode you had on the Juner, someone was giving you or sent you a carbon fiber tank.
Yeah.
How much lighter is that than a tin tank? Quite a bit.
Ounce and a half.
Lighter. Wow.
I got a Meslick spinner on there, a Medusa spinner on it, and the spinner is the same shape as a Randy Smith spinner, but the Randy Smith spinner weighs like 60 grams, and the Medusa weighs 15. So that takes a lot. Ounce and 3/4, and then I took the ounce and a half in the tank off. Those tanks are made by Casminato.
And then on the tubing for the tank, I imagine it's copper that's just what, epoxied in then, or?
JB welded in the tank.
And it holds up to the fuel okay?
Everybody, anything, do you know who Casminato is?
I do a little bit. I've seen quite a little about Kaz.
I've known Kaz about 30 years now, I guess. And I met him in Akron, Ohio. He was an engineer for Honda. And He does super quality work. He's a, you know, an international world-class flyer.
Right.
And anything you get from Kaz will be just like it's made from Honda. And if you know Honda's quality, you ain't got no problem.
He's the one that does the Stalker engine too?
He doesn't make those engines. Stalker is made in Ukraine.
Okay.
He has a 77 that he made using Randy Smith's 75 timing. I don't know who's casting that stuff and making those, but you know, when I talked to Henry Nelson at Brodax and we got that 75 run started again, the very best motor you can buy is a PA 75. So we're going to have those here in about 6 months again.
Wow. I'll bet those are a pretty penny.
They're 500. Then you got and the pipe. So you're looking at 6.25 to 630 for a drivetrain.
Is that similar to, I saw David Fitzgerald still flying IC. Is that similar to what he's running?
Exactly what he's running.
Yeah.
At one time, I had 7 of them bad boys, but I ended up selling them off.
Yeah, I remember
What's
that.
that?
Needed money.
Oh, okay. That says it all.
Oh, I know how that works. I remember your, I can't remember which one it was, one of your earlier projects, your rib cutout tool. That sleeve, that was not a cheap rib cutout tool.
Oh,
61 sleeve.
yeah, I got a PA 61, but I burn up those PA 61 motors in 05. I had 3 PA 61s, and I had them over compressed and opened up with #1 Venturis and running all kind of fuel through them, high nitro, under camber propellers. I was running them in those Thunderbolts,
Oh, gee.
and I just melted those pistons and liners. So I went through pistons and liners, and I don't know, 61 didn't have as much power as the 65, and the 75 got twice as much as both. So we're going back to the 75. My other airplane that I'm building like this one will have a PA 75 in it.
Oh, so you're not going to do the electric?
No, I'm done with electric.
Okay.
I gave it a fair shot. I have all the high zoot electric shit you can get. I still got 4 batteries, Thunder Power batteries. Somebody, ever needs those, I'll be glad to sell them at a good discount. They're $100 a piece. I'll give them for half price. We don't have hardly any flights on them. I got supercharger and, motors and all. It doesn't thrill me. It doesn't have the power in the wind. Your last maneuver, or one of your last maneuvers, is your overhead 8s.
Mm-hmm.
And the batteries, they're out of juice when you get to overhead 8s, and they got no power. I don't care what anybody says. So
I guess Walker knows how to make them work, but
well, Paul Walker makes it work. Howard Rush makes it work, and that's great. They can make it work. I can't. It's not for me.
yeah, I cannot bring myself to want to run a slot car motor, a glorified slot car motor in an airplane.
Well, let me tell you what one problem is. You come over my house or you call me up and say, I want to go to the field and go flying. I say, no, wait a minute. I got to charge batteries. It'll be 2 hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
Instead, you call me up. Hey, I want to go flying. Okay, great. Walk out the garage, grab a gallon of fuel, throw it in the car, throw my airplane in the car, and go. big difference.
I had a talk with Dave Fitzgerald when he was. I went out and watched them. Paul Walker and Dave. Paul Walker came down to Napa, stayed with Dave before they went for the Worlds, and so I went out there and watched them practice. And I was talking with Dave about, was he thinking about going to electric? And he said that's a tough physics and so forth, and IC engines is just it's vast, and he would have to basically start over again to go to the two electrics. And he just really wasn't looking forward to that.
Yeah. He's got his PA choked off so bad it might as well be an electric, but he's got a special liner in his. It's got the boost ports out of it, and that's where it makes all its power. But those guys on the left coast like to run little propellers, so in order to run the little propeller, they got to choke the motor off.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I can't see why you would want to do that.
Hey, they make it work. Those guys are world champions. Who am I to argue?
Yeah, you can't argue with success, but I don't think I could make that work.
But it ain't for me. I want thrust. On my 75, I was running a 15.5 propeller. And buddy, I had thrust.
Oh, I'll bet. Drag you out of the circles thrust, right?
They're running 12-inch propellers. And the minimum should be is a 13, but they choked off, blocked the boost ports off, so it's not really putting out it's a 90 piston and a 60 stroke. So it's, 75. It's just over squared. It's really a brute.
Yeah.
But hey, they make it work. There's no doubt in my mind those guys made it work. So, but if that's what they want to do, great.
Yeah.
Not for me though. I like the old way the Fox 35s used to run. Some guys want to go. Whatever. Different strokes.
Yeah, whatever they do, they're certainly consistent in what they do, though. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, see, my biggest problem is I can build, and I build, I'll build it with anybody. But I don't practice enough. It's 25 miles for me to go practice, and I just, it's hard for me to go, oh shit, we'll go buy a gallon of fuel, go out to the field, spend all day, it's just, I just can't do it. That's true dedication what those guys do.
In fact, I went to the Northwest Regionals up in Oregon, and I was talking to Paul because Paul Walker said that he's going to basically retire from world competition. And I was asking him, why are you going to do that? And he says, I know what it takes to compete at that level. And he says, right now, I just don't have the drive to do that. And so he says he knows what it takes, and he just can't muster up to go in and do that again. So this last one may be his final one. He did say, though, if there was an opening on the team and they needed somebody, he'd go. But he's pretty much done.
The best I've ever done is 21st. I missed making the cut by 1/3 of a point.
Oh, geez.
And I practiced my ass off to get that far ahead. So I'm going to try it again this year. I'm going to make a serious run at it next year. And come February, when the weather breaks here a little bit, I'll start going and see if I can't get in, 400 or 500 flights before the NAS. But that's what it takes.
How many flights are you putting in with Bill?
Billy, you mean Chris? How many flights has Chris put in?
Yeah. How does he do it?
Well, them guys get a sandwich and they go out there and bring 3 gallons of fuel apiece, and they don't go home till the fuel's gone.
Oh, wow. That's dedication. That's why Bill's been as good as he has been for as long as he has been, though, too.
Billy could do it in his sleep.
But do you have anybody out there that you fly with that can assist you and coach you?
I got a Nats coach here. Yeah. A Nats judge. Steve
Yeah,
Smith.
because I mean that's the hardest thing. I don't have anybody out here. I fly by myself. I have a soccer field that I have access to, but I can go out and practice. But I don't know if I'm practicing correctly.
The guy I would like to have here is Win Paul, but I guess Win Paul coached Kenny Stevens. And what's funny is from time to time I beat these guys, like Kenny. I can't remember the last time I beat him, but there was a time Matt Newman couldn't beat me. Now I can't beat him, so I got to get my shit together and beat Matt. And that's when I was real excited about flying. I'm just not real thrilled about going out to the field and spending all day. And, it's tough. It's a long ways away. I wish they'd let us fly at the schoolyard. I'd probably do better.
Yeah, I guess flying fields are few and far between for everybody anymore.
Then I got an email the other day. I forwarded it on to the vice president of the AMA, saying that they're checking for the FAA licenses out at Mooter Park. Are you kidding me? I put my license number on this airplane. But it's just so stupid. I don't know. Did you see my rendition to the AMA about how stupid it was?
Right.
The one with the FOD thing, too?
Yeah, the FOD walks down and fly around and crash in the air building. No, it's stupid shit.
Yeah, I remember FOD walks in the Air Force, too.
Now they're talking 250 grams. Well, this razor blade right here, let's see what it weighs. It might be 2 grams. It's 4 grams. I will guarantee you this razor blade here will take a Pratt Whitney or a General Electric engine right out, like out of service.
Mm-hmm.
So that 250 gram crappy rule they got is just a bureaucratic rule to give you some shit. They have no clue what they're doing.
Yeah, that blame cigarette filter will destroy a jet.
Oh, in a heartbeat. They got to worry more about bird strikes than anything else.
Yeah, I saw the results of that one right as I got to my first duty station on E-52s. I saw a 52 that hit a flock of what a mess.
What's really funny is, you see my FAA number on the bottom of this airplane here, right here? Let's say that this was an RC and I could do a flyby of a jet. And he's coming at me at 300 miles an hour, and I'm doing 60 miles the other way. But the flyby would be 400 miles an hour total. You think some dickhead could read that number at 400 miles an hour?
I don't think so.
It's a dumb rule.
Yeah.
Well, Robert, I have to go. I would really like to thank you for the information you shared.
Oh, no problem.
And I enjoyed the website and the broadcast, so keep it up.
Yeah, we do these every night at 9 o'clock, or I try. And as the winter goes on, I'll try to do some more, and I make some more movies. So anytime that I post a link, come on in and BS with us.
All right, we'll do. Thank you very much.
See you later.
Good night, all.
Yep. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, I think I'm going to fade out, too. We'll see you
It's
Yeah.
tomorrow.
10:30. I haven't eaten yet. I'll
That might be a good plan.
Yeah, I'm gonna bug too because I got to be up at 4:45, do 10 hours tomorrow.
On Saturday?
Yep. So,
I appreciate you coming.
well, like I said, I heard you. I hear your plea, and I just had to figure out how to get everything going. So I got it. So now that's the way to go. But you, thanks a lot for all your help too and whatnot. I learned a lot from you. So just keep it up.
That's good. All right, buddy. You have a good day.
All right, you too.
Bye
See
now.
y'all later.
See ya.